And guess what? I got Mr. Coke to come back to read another story. I know a lot of you sent him some really nice messages about how you enjoyed him reading. So here he is. And today we're going to be reading a book that is about Bigfoot. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of Bigfoot before. It's kind of a legend. It's not anything that people have actually seen, but it's a creature that's supposed to live in the woods, kind of like up in Oregon and Washington State and places like that. A lot of people like to tell stories about Bigfoot, but nobody's ever caught a Bigfoot. There's never been a Bigfoot at the zoo or anything like that. But it's a story people like to tell.
So we're going to read this fun book, but first I wanted to tell you how much fun Mrs. Coke had seeing you last week. She was very touched and very excited, and I think she even cried, but they were tears of joy.
They were tears of joy, yes, yes.
So thank you for making all the nice signs and for coming to see her. That really made her day.
Yeah, sure did.
The Boy Who Cried Bigfoot. And there you see a picture of Bigfoot there on the right.
And who's the author?
The author is Scott Magoon, right there at the bottom. Whoops.
And you know what? There's only one name. So did you know that meant that he drew the pictures as well? Did you know that, Mr. Coke? If there's only one name,
I didn't
he's
know
the
that.
author and the illustrator.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Wow, he's very talented because to be able to both draw and make those beautiful illustrations and write the story.
I totally agree.
This is the story of my friend Ben and how we first met. Ben's riding his bicycle there. This is Ben. He's in his bike and he is ding ding. And what is that near Ben? It's bicycle.
Ooh, looks like he's got a little dog.
Oh, he's got a cute little dog.
Lucky Ben. Just like our Ben has a little dog.
Ben liked to tell stories.
I'll
take that off. Look, everyone, it's Bigfoot. He's yelling down at where all the people live, I think, there.
Look at the dog. Do you notice how his head is like spinning because he's trying to see Bigfoot? Do you see that, Mr. Coke? It's pretty funny.
Yes. He's like looking one direction where Ben's yelling, and then looking the other direction like, well, where is Bigfoot?
Yeah.
He liked to tell stories. And I think that's his little sister there saying, well, I don't see him. And the little baby crying, going, wow, wow, wow. I don't know if that's because he's telling the Bigfoot stories or some other reason the baby's crying. He liked to tell stories a lot. Bigfoot!
Wow. Seems like he's really hoping to find Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Or wants to trick people.
All that practice made him a pretty good storyteller. And he looked like this, and he sounded like this.
Ooh, look at his expression on his face. He looks kind of scary.
I know, he looks like a little devil child there.
I know.
He even used props. What a tenacious little fellow he was.
What does tenacious mean, Mr. Coke?
Tenacious means very determined. Like when you really stick to something, you just will not give up. But what's a prop? That's another question.
Oh, look at what he's got in his hand. He looks like he's making fake footprints. That's not right.
No. He's trying to create the impression. He's trying to trick people into thinking that Bigfoot was actually there by making these fake Bigfoot footprints with his prop. And props they use a lot in television shows, in plays, and in movies. So they're the little items you use to make it seem, I guess, realistic. People came from all over town to see Bigfoot. They waited and they waited, but the creature never appeared. And there Ben is saying, "You walked right through here, see?"
Yeah, move it up a little bit so they could see all those footprints. Oh my gosh.
What's the dog doing there?
Dog looks kind of disgusted. Maybe because he could have sniffed him out if there was really a Bigfoot, right?
It's a very expressive dog. Almost as expressive as our dog, Stella. Where's Stella?
Stella's sleeping.
Oh, and so is Chloe, our cat. Chloe's also asleep.
So,
But I think it's because they've heard this story before. Otherwise, they would be here with us.
Maybe so.
After many hours with no sightings, everyone suspected that Ben had made it all up. And someone there is saying, Bigfoot isn't real.
Oh boy.
He is real. His feet were this big. I was right here. I saw him.
Oh boy. Have you ever heard of is it the boy that called wolf? Have you ever
The Boy
heard
Who Cried Wolf.
Cried wolf?
Mm-hmm.
This is reminding me of that. Maybe some of our friends have heard that story where the boy just kept thinking telling everybody there was a wolf there, and there wasn't.
Yeah, I think this is a modern day version of that story that's been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
The Boy Who Cried Wolf's been around for hundreds of years. This has only been around for a few years, this story. And here's a picture of him now. Look, he's all alone.
He looks unhappy.
And I guess his friends have gotten tired of it, and his family, and they're like, we're not going up there anymore.
Yeah. That's what happens when you keep telling something that isn't true. People stop believing you.
And then he's sitting there all alone with his doggy, and he hears a crick.
Ooh, look at his eyes popped open really wide.
What's that noise?
Must be a scary noise. No.
I don't ever remember crossing paths with you, Littlefoot, I said. I said? Who's I?
Oh my gosh.
It's actually Bigfoot.
Wow, and his feet are really big.
So when he says, I don't remember crossing paths with you, Littlefoot, that is Bigfoot referring to Ben as Littlefoot.
Yeah, Ben is like the size of one of his feet. That is crazy. So he really does exist in this story.
I didn't normally talk to a Littlefoot, but there was something about this Ben I liked. He was a determined fellow. I also liked his bike. I asked, mind if I take it for a ride? And Ben saying, Bigfoot?
Do you think he's going to be able to fit on that bike?
It better be a very strong bike for him to fit on there.
Look at his expression, though. Look, he's kind of smiling. Does he look scary to you, Mr. Coke?
No, he looks like a friendly beast.
Yeah.
He is very large, though, and he's very hairy.
Yeah. Hey, why don't we stop here? What do you want to predict? What do you predict's going to happen next? What do you think, Mr. Coke?
He's going to go for a bike ride.
What do you think's going to happen with him and Ben? Any ideas?
I think maybe they're going to play together.
Yeah, they do look like they might be friends because Bigfoot does not look like he's too scary.
No, he doesn't look like a scary. He doesn't look like he's going to be mean. He's smiling and.
Yeah. We'll find out.
Bigfoot! Bigfoot! Bigfoot is stealing my bike!
I guess he doesn't like him yet.
He's yelling for everybody to come to help, right?
Yeah, look at Bigfoot's
And
kind of laughing.
Bigfoot says he's on the bike saying, coming with? Asking Ben if he wants to go on the bike with him.
Oh my gosh, he really did fit on that bike. I can't believe it didn't get crushed.
Well, he's very agile, able to ride that small bike. He's obviously...
The dog is looking like he's...
Yeah, he looks happy. The dog looks
Dog
happy.
wants to go.
It's like, can I come for a ride?
Yeah.
And my dog!
Oh.
He realizes that Bigfoot is also taking his dog. Look at his poor little dog. Does his dog look terrified?
No. And there he is. He's waving. He's waving goodbye. Boy, you notice the people aren't running to help him, are they?
No.
They heard that too many times.
Alas, no one believed Ben anymore. No one came running. It seemed Ben found being alone to be a little scary. Here he is all alone at night. And then he hears a ding ding.
Yeah, maybe if he hadn't said that all the time, do you think people would have come to running if he'd yelled Bigfoot? If
Yes.
that was the first time they ever heard him say that?
Tired of his Bigfoot lies, and now they think he's lying. But he's not this time.
Yeah, they're done with that.
Fortunately for Ben, he wasn't alone for long. Ben, where are you? Come home. It's time for dinner.
Who do you think that is?
I think his mother.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
And it was time for me to go home too. That's Bigfoot talking. Say it's time for him to go home too.
Yeah, the dog looks safe.
The dog doesn't look like he's been through a terrible experience.
No, and the bike is not broken, surprisingly.
Wow, that's
I
amazing.
mean, Goldilocks broke those chairs, and she was so much smaller than him. You guys remember that, right?
I'm sorry I created such a ruckus, Ben said. But I really did see him, Mom. Oh, Ben, she said, let's go home.
She still doesn't believe him.
She's just kind of being nice. She's just kind of like, yeah, right, Ben. Another Bigfoot story.
Oh, look at the girl. She's looking. Is that an eye? Is he still in the...
Having some glare issues. Okay, there.
Is that his eye? Is he still peeking at them? Looks like it. Maybe the little girl is because she looks like she's looking over there. Maybe she saw him.
Yeah, she's holding her doll. See her doll there?
Yeah.
Little doll. Looking at her. More curious than this braid, it looks like.
Yeah.
That does look like a Bigfoot eye.
Yeah, maybe. He's watching them.
So Ben and his family went home and had a hot meal. I don't know what a hot meal is, but I do know that Ben learned the importance of always telling the truth. And he wanted everyone to know he really had seen me.
Oh, look at he's got his little finger up like saying, shh, like don't tell my secret. He's cute. I kind of like Bigfoot.
And look at the little doggy really wanting to bond with Bigfoot again.
Yeah, he wants to go on another bike ride.
It almost looks like the doggy is clapping. So the next morning, he set out to prove it. What a tenacious fellow he is.
Tenacious, yep. Oh, what's he bringing this time?
This time he's bringing a camera because instead of trying to trick everybody, he wants to be able to take pictures of Bigfoot to prove it.
Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe even filming him, make a movie of him.
And look, his sister is tagged along this time. And as always, his loyal dog is at his side.
That is right. She's there. And so's the dog.
And the dog doesn't even need a leash. We would never take Stella out with a leash because she would run off in all directions and probably go get mad at another dog.
Well, she would definitely bark at Bigfoot.
So this dog is even pulling the wagon. That's incredible. What a useful dog.
It's like a sled dog. Is that it?
And that's it. That's the end.
And lots of
footprints for the last page. And then we turn it to see the back cover.
Yeah, there he is. Wow. Well, I'd be really curious to what happens next, It'd be kind of cool to have a second story. Maybe our friends could tell us what they think happened next.
Mm-hmm.
That would be neat. I
Yeah.
would love to see that on Google Classroom.
Yes.
So, anything else you want to say, Mr. Koch?
Well, I hope you enjoyed the story, and I hope you guys are enjoying all the videos Miss Koch is making for you. She really enjoys making the videos for you.
Yeah.
And that you're enjoying this time with your family.
Yeah, and you guys can always go back and watch the videos again sometime if you ever want to, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Bye. See you later.
We'll talk to you soon.